So that was definitely a nice stand of timber. It's a little past maturity, actually a lot past maturity. Probably half of them were rotten in the top quarter at least, if not half of it. So realistically, that stuff's too big. It'd be such a hassle to get that stuff log loaded and then to the mill. And with the size that those logs were, and I'm being told that they're full of water and really heavy when they're wet, so would probably end up ripping them to get them on a truck, and basically what that is bucking them lengthwise, you know. And there's some of them, quite a few of them there, that may even have to quarter it because they're just that big. You know, so there you're adding another step, a little more time to the process, another cost, if you will. So, you know, honestly, that stuff is probably best left to nature and let others enjoy walking around and seeing, you know, a stand of timber like that. Because it was, I mean, it was nice to walk around in there. The ground was so clean. Oh my gosh. Just, it is fun to think about logging stuff like that, but really, I mean, stuff, timber that big, you know, 8, 9, 10 footers, I mean, there was a lot of those that were 12 to 15, 17 feet across, and several that were 20 and bigger. You know, that's steam powered wooden spar pull type logging. You know, and you got your swing boom loader with the tones, I almost forgot what they're called, to load them with, you know. And with all the restrictions on trucking and weight and whatnot, it would just be such a hassle to log stuff like that. Like I say, back in the day, the steam yarder dragged those puppies out to the biggest river there was, you know, and throw them in the river and wait for winter to come and float them to the mill. That's the best way to take care of stuff like that. The super snorkel, that's awesome. I hope you guys went and checked the video of that out, because they are pretty cool, and they still use them a lot up in Canada. You know, very productive. One machine, one guy going along the road. You know, he make a lot of bank doing that. So, you really, like, I really wanted it to say, oh, this would be, you know, the ideal. There's that burger yarder. Woo, she's still sexy. God, they got two big old Medill shovels in there. Bunch of equipment. Basco logging. That C19 burger is so nice. Anyways, you know, if you were going to mock up, you know, the perfect unit, or I don't know if you'd want to call it perfect, but a stand of timber that was, you know, 3 to 5 foot average with an occasional 7 or 9 footer here and there, because it's going to happen. That'd be, you know, that'd be something more realistically a guy could get excited about, because, you know, the log loaders we have nowadays and whatnot, they can lift those. The 7 to 9 footers, you're still going to be strapping them because the grapples aren't going to fit around them, but a 3, 4 foot, 5 foot log, you know, grabbing on the small end, most of those they're not gonna have much taper, so it ain't gonna matter which end. And you're still looking at 160, 180 foot tree, you know, you're getting 3 or 4 40s out of it. That'd be a nice job. And then with timber that size, you know, you're not limited to just the big towers. You know, the like I say, the 98, 99, 199, the Mark 6 burger. As far as I know, there's only 2 of those burgers and 2 of the 199 Skagits left. And the 208s, I don't even know if there's any of those. I'm sure there are somewhere around here, but I don't hear anybody talking about them. You know, so it'd be real limited, select few companies that would even be able to bid on a unit that big, because nobody has, you know, that big iron anymore. So, you know, if you were going to do a 3 to 5 foot average stem, then you know, you could even look at it with the inch and an eighth machines, you know, the TMY 70s and the 172s. They would still struggle on the 5, 6, 7 footer. It could be done. So yeah, that would be more realistic. Something I could get a little more excited about. It was pretty nice, like I say, you know, seeing a stand of timber like that. I don't think I've ever seen trees that big. I've seen some big Doug fir, and I've logged some big Doug fir, but even that old growth cedar patch we did years ago, and that was some of the biggest timber I've ever seen, wasn't as big as that stuff. You know, like I say, there were several of those that were 20 plus feet across. That's massive. You know, and even if you did bucket short, you're still going to have to put a strap around it to get it picked up. And then I'm still not sure that even the 4,000 Medill would pick up one of those 20 plus footers across. Good Lord. I mean, that's just, wouldn't need very many of them to make a house. I know that, but anyway, so yeah, it was kind of, you know, it was a good idea Brad had, and I like that, and I hope I explained it well enough that you guys would understand it. But realistically, like I say, that stuff's too big. It's past its prime, anyways. You'd end up having a lot of chip wood, which, God, that would just suck. Have to ship that stuff from chip, but that's what's happening with the bigger timber nowadays, you know, because they've let it go too far. So, but yeah, if a guy could get in a stand of timber, and even if it was 2 to 4 foot average, that's still nice stuff. I mean, they don't take very many 4 footers to make a load either. But so, and with the you know, most the logging around here is done on private tree farms, and that's what they, you know, they went through and logged all the oak growth off and replanted them, and that is the theory. Every, you know, 40 to 80 years, they're gonna relog it, you know, renewable resource. So we're not gonna see very many logs that are any bigger than, you know, 18, 24 inch on the stump on the private ground. There is some still, but you know, they're pretty select about cutting those. They don't just go out there and mow them down just because they're a 24 inch log, you know. So, but like I say, with the equipment and the opportunities and stuff that we have nowadays, that's more suited for what we do. You know, the 18 to 20 inch stem, renewable, you know, every 60 to 80 years, go back through and log it over again. The only problem, or the biggest problem, we shouldn't say only, is they are getting back into a lot more long span logging. So then you are rigging up your 737s, 739s, and, you know, your 70s and whatnot. But we just don't have the stumps to be hanging the guy lines, you know, on those after a piece has been cut 2 or 3 times. The stumps just, you know, the old growth stumps that were out there are too rotten now. And last harvest, their stumps are too small, and the ground just doesn't hold anymore. So you end up hanging on you know, cats and hanging dead men a lot. So I guess there's trade-offs for it all. It's just the way it goes. It sounds like you can see, it's a nice day again. So we've had quite a few warmer days now. It sounds like they got back into the yarder today. So hopefully we'll be dragging some logs by the end of the weekend. I know I need to get back to work. All right, friends. We'll keep in touch. Stay safe. Get logs. Came out.